Happy Tuesday, Rutgers. I'm Cassandra Sheese.
And I'm Jake Ostroff. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you. It is November 20th, 2018.
Weather watcher Max Hazon will give you the regional and big picture forecast for the day.
We will feature our newest shining knight, Tina Ogallo.
Sydney Menzies from SORA will stop by today to tell us all about her organization.
We've got tons to get to. Let's wake up Rutgers.
Hello and welcome, Rutgers. It's great to be here on this cloudy Tuesday morning.
Besides this special Tuesday, we're here to wake you up every Thursday morning this semester with all the exciting news, events, and weather.
Well, Jake, Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and I'm so excited to go home for break. I mean, do you have any exciting plans for this Thanksgiving?
Well, normally every Thanksgiving I go down to my mom's parents down in South Jersey, and we're actually doing something very special this year. My dad's parents are coming down as well with my aunt, my dad's sister, so I get to see both sides of the family down at the same time on Thanksgiving when I only normally get to see one. I have to say, Thanksgiving is one of my favorite days of the year. You get to see a lot of your family, you have a lot of really good food, and I do have to say, if there's football on literally all day, how much better can it get?
Yep, Jake, I know you love your football, so I'm sure this is like your best day ever. But no, something really exciting for me is both my brothers are coming home. One of them's flying in tonight, actually, so sometimes I don't see my brothers until Christmas, so it's nice to have them home earlier this year. And my grandparents are then coming up, and my aunts and uncles. So what's exciting is my whole family will be at my house this year, so I know my mom's probably really stressed with all the cooking and cleaning she has to do, but I'm so excited to go home and spend all the time with my family. But what about you, Max? Any exciting Thanksgiving plans?
Yeah, so definitely football is one of the biggest things I love doing. I love watching football on Thanksgiving Thursday. Another thing is I'm definitely going to be going over to my aunt and uncle's house down in Bordentown, New Jersey, where we've had Thanksgiving for the last couple of years. And it's definitely good because I definitely don't get to see them a lot. So it's really nice just to go down and see some family that you don't see that often. Back to you, Cass.
I totally agree, Max. I think we both agree you love seeing your family and we love having that break off from school. But Jake, one more question. What would you have to say is your favorite thing to eat on Thanksgiving?
Well, every year my dad smokes a turkey. He's got a big smoker. He does it all nights, and it is delicious. But I have to say, I think stuffing might be my favorite part of Thanksgiving.
Ooh.
It's something so special just to Thanksgiving that we really only have once a year. When you get a nice crunchy top with a nice fluffy bottom, it's really, really good. What about you?
Well, something that's interesting is usually stuffing's the thing I skip in the buffet line. So
you're missing out.
So we're a little opposite, but maybe I'll try it this year. I mean, my grandma makes a mean sweet potato recipe, so I do love those. But I have to say, as odd as it sounds, my favorite thing is that like cranberry jam. I mean, the thing,
Yes.
it comes in a can, but it's so good. And I don't know what it is about it, but that's my favorite Thanksgiving food.
I couldn't agree more. That has to be right up there. And you're making me hungry just thinking all about it. And we can't get ahead of ourselves. We have to get to Thursday, and we have to get through today before we even start thinking about that. And we have a lot to get to for the rest of the show. Before we get to the rest of the show, let's see how much you know.
When does the final schedule begin? We'll find out the answer right after this.
Did you lose your ID? Not sure of what to do? First, send an email to lostcard@aps.rutgers.edu to suspend your card so no one else can use it. Next, visit one of the RU Connection offices to have your lost or stolen ID card replaced. There is an office located on every campus. Records Hall on College Avenue is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. The Bush, Cook Douglas, and Livingston campus housing offices are open Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5 p.m. The Public Safety Card Office is open from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Fridays. You will need to pay for your new ID with $20 in RU Express. If you don't have RU Express, you can go to the cashier's office next to Records Hall before getting a new ID. Make sure to provide a form of unexpired government-issued photo identification when asking for a new ID. It's that easy to replace your ID. Make sure to keep it in a safe place so you don't lose it again. For more information and a more detailed explanation, visit pst.rutgers.edu/rules.php.
Welcome back, Rutgers. Before the break, we asked, when does the Rutgers final schedule begin? Now it's time to find out the answer.
Fall exams start on December 14th and run all the way until December 21st.
Well, Jake, I don't know about you, but I am excited for the finals to come around. I mean, that's just wrapping up the end of the school year. I don't have that many finals. I think I'll be done the 14th, and we have that reading day right before, which is nice because then I have that week to kind of just focus on work and my internship and things like that, and don't have to have all that final stress that so many people go through.
Well, I think as journalism majors, the professors are more focused on projects and papers than the actual final exam.
Right.
There's no real use in having us sit down and write a 5-page paper on the spot or answer a 100-question final. Right. So I think that they're more concerned with that. That last week of classes leading up to the 14th is probably just as busy for us as it is for anyone during finals week. I would say I'm looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to the actual course load, but right at the end of it, you get a nice month off. We actually have a full month off, which will be nice.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a long break. And I know we both have the same class together, which is the TV reporting class, which is a big final project, but that will be due by the end. So then we don't have to worry about it during finals exams week. So that's nice that, like you said, the projects just get done and out of the way. But Max, I know as a meteorology major, you probably have so many final exams, so I don't want to waste your time listing them all. Let's get right into that weather report.
Yeah, Cass, as a meteorology major, there is definitely a lot of projects, a lot of exams that I had to focus on, and especially being a senior, these projects and papers, they take a long time. But you know what? I just can't wait to go home for Thanksgiving and not have to think about doing any work. Now, usually I like my turkey fresh on Thanksgiving, but unfortunately we actually may have some frozen turkeys for Thanksgiving as we're not going to see temperatures reaching even higher than 30 degrees. But I'm going to talk a little bit more with that in the 7-day forecast. But we are going to still remain dry, at least throughout the rest of the week. But heading into this weekend and into early next week, our wet weekend comes up. A wet weekend comes ahead, excuse me. Well, we'll have some rain and possibly mixing with snow showers at times, giving us an unpleasant return to school on Monday as the rain continues. But we'll have temperatures get back to around average for this time of year. Currently, right now, 44 degrees is your temperature right now with overcast conditions. Dew point humidity kind of high right now with 86% humidity, and those cold temperatures are coming from the northwest, from a northwest wind at around 3 to 7 miles per hour. And if you look at our visible imagery, you can see all these clouds that are starting to just sweep through much of New Jersey, mostly northern New Jersey, giving us these cloudy starts for today. But those clouds will actually decrease as we head into the afternoon hours, while we see some PM sunshine, giving us partly cloudy to mostly sunny conditions. High temperature of 48 degrees, northwest wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour, keeping us below average again for today. Low temperature drops below freezing into the upper 20s with decreasing clouds overnight, giving us these cold temperatures and a northwest wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So as we look at today, 37 degrees up in Syracuse. There's definitely a lot of weather going on, especially to the north of us, as we're seeing a lot of mixture of rain and snow. 37 degrees up in Syracuse, 39 up in Albany. Over in Boston, looking at 37 degrees. So definitely a little bit more of a wintry weather conditions as we head further to our north and east. As we head closer to home, though, from New York down to D.C., dry conditions, temperatures in the upper 40s down to the lower 50s at 52 degrees in D.C. As we head into tonight, some scattered snow showers still remain further to the north, up in Syracuse, Albany, and even out towards Boston, but temperatures in the mid to upper 20s up in those regions. Here down by us, though, New York City, Philadelphia, and Washington, D.C., some warmer temperatures, but still remain chilly in the lower 30s. So later on the show, I'm going to give you guys your extended day forecast. Back to you guys.
Well, Jake, something I was looking at on that map is that I'm looking more at the Philly temperature. I mean, since I am from Pennsylvania, that is the weather I'll be following this weekend. So I saw a little peak of sun on there, and it wasn't in the 30s, so I am looking forward to that weather.
Well, you are a little bit closer to the equator. It's going to be cold back up here. I'm not too excited for the winter to be coming in, but I guess it is that time of year.
And I mean, we had that little sneak peek of the winter when we had the snowfall that totally threw off my whole week because it was really heavy and really ruined my commute to class. But it's okay, that was just a little sneak peek of winter. And another sneak peek is our exciting news and events we have coming up right after this.
Being a Rutgers student isn't always as sweet as it seems. If you're not prepared, you might find yourself needing some help.
I need help. I can't find my term bill.
Luckily, help is here. Getting to and paying your term bill is as easy as tying your shoelaces.
To get to your term bill, just go to studentabc.rutgers.edu and press the button that says Pay Your Bill. From there, you can log in with your NetID or RUID. The site will direct you to your account summary where you can find your term bill for any semester.
Okay, but how do I pay my term bill?
Great question.
For payment options, just refer to the right-hand side column on your account summary page. It's that easy.
Wow, that was really helpful.
All in a day's work.
Well, welcome back, Rutgers. I mean, now coming into Thanksgiving week, there's not as many events happening because we have so many days off, but there are some exciting news stories, and there are 2 events to look forward to. So let's jump right in. In front of the Veterans House on College Ave, Cory Booker spoke about extending the GI Bills for student veterans. Currently, students are running out of education benefits and are forced to take more classes than an average student to use up all of the benefits. Booker announced he is introducing legislation next week that would extend GI Bill benefits beyond the current 36 months. His bill would also make it easier to transfer the GI Bill to a veteran's children and deflect a recent GI Bill penalty imposed on the career military with more than 16 years of service. According to President Barchi, Rutgers is ranked number 3 in the nation by Military Times, and that we support the veterans. Passing this bill would help many veterans get an education after fighting for our country. Well, Jake, that is super exciting. I mean, Cory Booker is making himself known being on the Senate. I mean, he's really respected by the state of New Jersey. So the fact that he was here on Rutgers campus talking about his plans for the future for our veterans is something so special. I mean, it's great to see him in our community and how involved he is. I mean, we just celebrated Veterans Day, and we had all of those events that we talked about on Saturday and things like that. So it's great that he came by and stopped and said everything he's planning to do.
Yeah, I think so often we don't really understand what a student veteran goes through, whether it's through an ROTC program or just a non-traditional student. Oftentimes they have actual lives and they need extra help because they've moved on to another part of their life that we're not too familiar with. But I'm really happy to see that it's not only Cory Booker that's taking the initiative, it's coming straight from President Robert Barchi, the administration taking a stronghold. And it's really good to see the administration coming into the national spotlight, which is great because Rutgers has made some news concerning their administrative staff. Nancy Cantor was reappointed as the Chancellor for Rutgers Newark, and Brian Strom was renamed the Chancellor for the Rutgers School of Biomedical and Health Sciences. Under Cantor's leadership, the Honors Living Learning community has gained national attention for its innovative approach, mixing academic prowess with grit and leadership, with a commitment to social justice. While implementing a dramatic financial turnaround, Strom led the formulation of a dynamic strategic plan to position RBHS as one of the best academic health centers in the nation, with signature programs in areas such as cancer, neuroscience, and infection. We wish them both luck as they continue to make strides in bringing Rutgers into the national spotlight. Well, Cass, you know when Rutgers gets a hiring, right? It obviously warrants a rehiring, and to see 2 people in prominent positions in the Rutgers community getting another shot just shows how good of a job they've been doing.
And what's also great is that they can keep doing more. I mean, they've already done so much for the community, so now this is their way to keep progressing, keep pushing forward, keep doing things that they want to see change. I mean, they have already held the reins, so they know what it's like to be in the position, so we're not getting a new person who's kind of just feeling its way out. They know what they want to do, so it's great to see that they're taking those initiatives and, like you said, bringing Rutgers into the spotlight. And to also bring Rutgers into the spotlight is to talk about some of the exciting events we have happening. Who doesn't like a good game night? On November 27th at the Cove, inside of the Bush Student Center, between 5 and 8 p.m., join the Rutgers Commuter Student Organization at their fun-filled game night. Take a relaxing break and play board games or video games while enjoying refreshments with your friends. Free food will be available. Well, Jake, I think that is super exciting. I love board games. I mean, that's part of the reason I'm looking forward to going home for Thanksgiving. I mean, we just sit at the table and play so many board games and just have laughs, and to do it with your friends at this event seems like a great idea.
Yeah, it is great that we get to go home now and you get to have time with your family where you can go and sit to have games. And we're getting into that time where we're going to have breaks and a lot of holidays. And I think it's really good to spend time with your family, sit around the table, play a board game. And I guess, yeah, after Thanksgiving, we are getting into the holiday season. And if you're looking to get into the holiday spirit, then come to Rupa's Winter Wishes wrapping party to help make a child's wish come true. The Winter Wishes project will take it the next step, as it will take each present collected through the Wish adoption events held earlier this month and will get it ready to make a difference in a kid's life. Presents will be given to New Brunswick preschool children. No registration is necessary, so stop by Trey's Hall in the Douglas Student Center between 8 and 10 p.m. to make a difference. For more information, check out getinvolved.rutgers.edu. Okay, sometimes we know we're not as fortunate. We talk about it a lot, and I know we have a guest coming on later talking about Rutgers Against Hunger, and we talk about the food pantries in our last show. There's not always students that are as fortunate as us, and for Rupa to take the initiative here, help make a difference in a preschool children's life, it's a great thing.
No, I agree. I mean, there's so many great things about giving back to the community and helping those who are less fortunate. I mean, like you said, we have Sydney coming in to speak about SORA, which is about fighting against hunger, and someone else who's so prominent in our community is our very own Shiny Knight, Tina Ogallo. So let's take a look at that.
Hello and welcome to RU Insider, where we give you an inside scoop on all things Rutgers New Brunswick and Rutgers Biomedical and Health Sciences. My name is Adia Daoudi, and today we are going to highlight Tina Ogallo, a shiny knight at Rutgers. Recently, RU Insider was able to interview Tina about her experiences being a brand ambassador at Rutgers, so let's go take a look at one of the many ambitious students Rutgers has to offer.
My name's Tina Ogallo. I'm a brand ambassador and social media influencer here at Rutgers University. I'm a junior, majoring in journalism and media studies, minoring in DCIM. So when I was younger, I was like the major teeny bopper, and when I was like into all these bands on Twitter, I was seeing their marketing, how they were marketing their albums, their songs, and all that stuff. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. The power of social media is so insane. This year, I represent Abercrombie & Fitch and Warner Music U. Last year, I represented Aerie, and my freshman year, I represented Serengeti. Working as a brand ambassador and a social media influencer has taught me so much about myself. I have grown insane amounts in the past 2 years. With being an ambassador, it's kind of like there's a certain amount of hours that you have to allocate for yourself. And when you're a full-time student with 15 or 18 credits, it can be a lot, but time management is just one thing that I've had to crack down on, make sure I'm really getting good at it. So along with everything else, I'm also in RPDC, Rutgers Performing Dance Company, and I'm also part of Phi Mu Sorority. The best way to get involved is to just go for it. Go on brands' websites or whatever company you want to work for. See how you can get involved, DM them, email them, do whatever you possibly can, and then I swear opportunities will be able to knock on your door. So the way that I represent the brands and let people know that I'm a part of these brands is through my Instagram at tina.ogallo. There you can find a bunch of pictures of my life, what's going on, and yeah, it's just a really cool place where I can express myself and show some brand love. I know that I have the confidence to do whatever task is put my way. The people who have influenced me the most would probably be my parents. They have instilled in me academics is super important, as well as making sure that you're loving what you do. And with being a brand ambassador, the possibilities are endless. I have 2 quotes that I live by. The first one is positive mind, positive vibes, positive life. Just making sure that you're happy, optimistic about the future. It really shines a light on the possibilities of your future. And my other favorite quote is, stay close to what keeps you feeling alive. That quote, I love it because as long as I'm happy and I'm doing what I love most, then it doesn't feel like I'm working.
Shiny Knights are students that have worked their hardest at Rutgers and are noted for their dedication and commitment to bettering Rutgers and the world as a whole. That is all we have for you today, but make sure to tune in next week. Until next time, I'm Adia Daoudi, RUTV.
It's important to stay safe.
Well, Jake, I mean, there's someone who's so prominent in our community that loves to be involved, and something that's great is we have a great interview coming up right after this about getting involved and how students can be more involved in the Rutgers community. So stay tuned, Rutgers.
It's important to stay safe and be aware of your surroundings on and off campus. Need some tips on personal safety and how to look out for others?
Yes!
Well, you're in luck, because Knight's Watch Safety Program is coming to Rutgers. The goal of this campaign is to focus specifically on physical safety, provide programming to change the misperception that Rutgers isn't a safe place, and educate students about the resources on campus. Here's some useful tips to stay safe. Lock your doors at all times, even when you're just going next door. Most thefts occur in less than 1 minute. Get to know your neighbors and people on your floor and building. This will make it easier to spot strangers. Take precautions when walking alone on campus, especially at night. Keep personal belongings in view while in class, the library, lab, etc. Don't update your Facebook or Twitter status with your location on it. Don't put where you live or any other personal information on your profile page. This makes it easier for thieves to track you. To learn more about the campaign, be sure to visit staysafe.rutgers.edu.
Back Rutgers, here with me is Sydney Menzies, and she is the PR chair of the student-run sector of Rutgers Against Hunger. Thank you for joining me today.
Yes.
So if you want to tell us a little bit about your organization and the primary focus of it.
Okay, so Student Organized Rutgers Against Hunger, we are the student sector of Rutgers Against Hunger, and we aim to address hunger through outreach, activism, and education, and we just try and do service in the community in New Jersey and especially in New Brunswick.
So being that you do all this outreach and everything, are there any specific events you guys hold to help this fight?
So we have a homecoming food drive that we have every year, and we go to Elijah's Promise, and we also do Community Food Bank of New Jersey every December.
So I know you said you're really involved with Elijah's Promise and the food bank. Are there any other people you partner with to help SORA spread the word?
So we partner with Farmers Against Hunger, and they're in New Jersey as well. And we went a few weeks ago and we collected potatoes, and that's to help for Thanksgiving for the less fortunate, because there's a lot of produce that we have that are not sold. So we use that, and it will be a part of the 1.5 million pounds of produce that they donate to less fortunate every year.
So what all can the students donate to SORA?
Honestly, just your time. Please, just your time. If you can come out and do service, we appreciate it, because everyone just needs a little help. We can, at some of our meetings, we just do utensil packing, and which helps out Elijah's Promise and stuff. So honestly, just your time, and you're willing to help.
Perfect. And I know for students to get involved, they have to know a little bit about when meetings are. So when do you hold your meetings for SORA?
So our meetings are pretty infrequent. They're normally on Wednesdays in Scott Hall. But our main thing is just our events that we have. That's our main focus. It's not about the meetings. It's about just going out and doing service.
Perfect. And where can students find more information?
So you could follow us on Instagram. We have a Student Organized Raw Instagram, and then we have a SORA Facebook, and we have an email, studentorganizedraw@gmail.com.
Well, Sydney, thank you so much for coming on and speaking to me all about SORA and how you give back to the community and how students can get involved. It was so nice having you. But we have so much to get to, and we'll be back right after this.
It's important to stay safe and be aware of your surroundings on and off campus. Need some tips on personal safety and how to look out for others?
Yes!
Well, you're in luck, because Knight's Watch Safety Program is coming to Rutgers. The goal of this campaign is to focus specifically on physical safety, provide programming to change the misperception that Rutgers isn't a safe place, and educate students about the resources on campus. Here's some useful tips to stay safe. Lock your doors at all times, even when you're just going next door. Most thefts occur in less than 1 minute. Get to know your neighbors and people on your floor and building. This will make it easier to spot strangers. Take precautions when walking alone on campus, especially at night. Keep personal belongings in view while in class, the library, lab, etc. Don't update your Facebook or Twitter status with your location on it. Don't put where you live or any other personal information on your profile page. This makes it easier for thieves to track you. To learn more about the campaign, be sure to visit staysafe.rutgers.edu.
Well, Jake, that was such an exciting interview with Sydney. I mean, we talk a lot about on the show organizations that help give back. I mean, we've talked about the food pantry all last week. I know we've both volunteered at Elijah's Promise, so it's great to see that students should really get involved in this organization. All they need is your time.
Yeah, the biggest thing is the time, and it doesn't have to be on a consistent basis. It's really when you can help out, go to one of the events, and as Sydney said, you don't have to go to a lot of weekly meetings. It's not a huge time commitment. You really go when it's beneficial, when it's easy for you to go, and it's beneficial for everyone. every time.
Right, and something that holds people back from walking to meetings, I mean, is the weather. I mean, you never know if it's going to rain, is it going to snow, is it going to be too cold? So let's head over to Max with the weather.
Yeah, Cass, so definitely not going to be it's not going to be really wet at all for the rest of the week. It's going to stay predominantly dry. It's really Saturday and actually the beginning of this weekend into early next week that we're going to see really any chances of precipitation. At least for today and tomorrow, while we're still here at Rutgers, temperatures are going to stay below average, but it's going to be actually one of the warmer days for this week, as 48 degrees on Tuesday, 41 on Wednesday, but mostly sunny skies for both those days. Thursday, though, as I mentioned before, frozen turkeys, well, look at those temperatures. 28 degrees is your high and 15 degrees is your low for your Thanksgiving forecast. And this is actually one of the coldest Thanksgiving days in the last half a century. So this is definitely something that nobody really wants to do. So definitely stay inside if you can and bundle up, spend time with your friends and family. It's going to be a brutally cold one. On Friday, though, if anybody's plans on going out, though, for Black Friday shopping, though, cold starts in the morning, but then temperatures are going to rise up to around 36 degrees. So it's still going to stay pretty cold as we're barely reaching above freezing. And then Saturday, though, as I mentioned before, we're actually going to see a little bit of a warm up, but the rain does come back into our area as we head into this weekend and even into early next week. But temperatures will be on the rise as we head into the end of this weekend and into early next week. So to stay updated for any of our forecasts, especially for Thanksgiving break, we are always live every 15 minutes on channel 23.1. You could always go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/RUWeatherWatcher and like our page. You could also follow us on Twitter at RUTVWW. Don't forget to submit your photos using that hashtag RUWeather. And you could always come to our YouTube page and subscribe to us. Just search up RUTV Weather Watcher. I'm Max Hazon. I hope everybody has a phenomenal Thanksgiving break, and we'll see you guys next week. Back to you, Cass.
Well, Jake, Max wasn't lying when he talked about frozen turkeys. I mean, those are some low temperatures, but what's good is Black Friday is right the next day, and it's not going to be as cold, and something that will definitely help is everyone's body heat around you. I mean, there are so many people who go out shopping, so you'll definitely be surrounded by warmth at least.
I feel like that's something I have to do. I really haven't gone out on Black Friday yet. I haven't camped out at 4 a.m. waiting for the stores to open. It seems like a madhouse. All the videos that I see, I'm more of a fan of Cyber Monday, where I can just sit, in the comfort of my room, get on my computer, and get to the sale just like that. But I feel like Black Friday, going to the store is part of the experience.
Yeah, see, I did Black Friday once, and I will say, I think I just went for the experience. I didn't buy anything. I mean, it's too crazy, it's too hectic, and I don't like shopping when things are everywhere. I mean, you can't even find your size, you don't know where anything is, so I prefer to just go to the mall on a regular day, when it's not as messy, but just to be there and experience the rush and people grabbing and going, and it's so busy that, I mean, it's just crazy, but I do enjoy going just to experience Black Friday. I mean, it is something, but I've never participated in Cyber Monday, so I guess that's something I should maybe take a look into. I mean, it seems a lot easier than going to the mall.
Well, I'll tell you something. It's a lot less thrilling than going to Black Friday. I have to say, I'm impressed that you didn't end up with a couple bruises here and there. I mean, it seems absurd, but anything for a good deal, right?
I mean, yeah, and do things go out of sale quickly on Cyber Monday? Like, are you about to buy something and it's gone? I mean, I don't even know how it works.
Guess we'll have to find out. See what's up this year for it.
Well, Rutgers, that will do it for today's episode.
For more events happening this week, you can go to getinvolved.rutgers.edu or ruevents.rutgers.edu.
Follow us on social media by searching RU Network. And follow us on Twitter by searching @WakeUpRutgers. We love hearing from you.
Thanks again for tuning in, and to Sydney for joining us. I'm Jake Ostrov.
And I'm Cassandra Sheese. Enjoy your holiday break, and we'll see you next week.